PTSD.
PTSD.
Nah, I'm about to put you on the TV so I can see y'all better.
You gonna Bluetooth it?
You still doing your logistics?
I'm a Miwa, you guys.
All right, this is 9-7 Concept Production. D Block
979.
9-7. 97?
97.
9-7 Concept.
That was a good year, 97.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
That was a good and bad year.
Good and bad year.
What was bad about it?
97?
I met Regina.
You met her in 97?
Yeah.
I joined the army in 97.
Wow. See?
That's why
there you go.
Andy.
Then we got a name. 9-7 Concept. Now we just let it float.
That's the year Miguel went to the military.
Right. Yeah, right.
You met your wife and my daughter was born. Whoa. So we can work on that.
Yes, sir.
So, anyway.
Am I too low? Am I too high?
Fine. You don't see yourself?
You look good from there.
When you click on the screen on the bottom, you could change. I don't know what you're looking at. You can see, like, I'm looking at all three of us.
Yeah, that's what I do. Miguel, all you got to do is swipe to the right.
Swipe.
No, I got it.
That you see yourself and the other two people.
Yeah, you get the triple image.
Yeah, I got all three of y'all.
Okay.
All right, yeah, or all three of us.
All three of us.
There you go.
Thank you.
So, last week we were shooting the breeze. We was talking. We were like, oh, Miguel. Miguel, well, we was talking about you. Your ears weren't ringing. We were like, we don't know if he'll show up, but if he does, he's going to bring it. So, and then we just went through a couple of things. We were talking about movies and different concepts, work, and just shooting the breeze. And it went by nice and smooth. I recorded about 20 minutes. And then me and Andy just kept shooting the breeze for a while. And his wifey popped in for a second. I actually showed it to my wife this morning. She wanted to see the mound that you had on the bed, the wall. And Regina was
I'll have Regina send me the picture. And
she did take it?
She took the picture, yeah. Okay.
I was wondering, sometimes they say it and then they just walk. But she took the picture?
She just wanted to be in the video. That's all. She's a pain in the ass.
Oh, cool. So, Miguel, you said when I saw you on the block, you said there's something you want to talk about. So throw it out there and we can start chatting.
It's hard. Refresh my memory. You just put me on the spot.
You said, I got a topic for Sunday.
Oh, what's going on now?
Which part?
What?
The riot?
Shit never changes.
The riot? That was the other thing.
Now, what's going on right now?
Wait, we can rewind it for a second. We had the thing where Andy was saying that you talked about we're already a third world nation and that the stimulus package was signed way before this even started.
Yeah, the $2.2 trillion bill they signed for the CARES Act was funding these stimulus checks because they know it's going right back into the system to the people that cut the check.
That's taxes? What do you mean? Or
the stimulus checks.
Direct deposit.
Where all that money coming from? From the money they prepare for all of this to happen, obviously, right?
They have those people printed.
Like all this is planned hundreds of years ago, pretty much. Take over, maintain of a nation, handle a nation, retaliate, negotiate. This is just the same playbooks being altered and replayed over and over.
But would you then say that our playbook, our rise is about to fall? Shit don't last forever.
Well, things evolve. Everything evolves. Solutions evolve, just like problems that is about to be received evolve too.
Well, is China about to rise up?
China's been doing this to Australia for a while.
Doing what?
Providing aid and, bamboozling that country.
Don't they own all our treasury bills anyway?
They own a lot of stuff all over the country, just like every other country owns a lot of stuff all over the country. These negotiations have been set years ago, and we're just fighting them. Obviously, they're not going nowhere. If every religion promises you the best thing ever when you die, that means ain't gonna be no peace on earth in your lifetime if you're guaranteed all this niceness after you're dead. So to fight it, you got to know how to fight it.
Well, Christianity doesn't give us the 32 virgins, right?
Well, Christianity's fucking No different from any other type of fucking colonizational method. It's racist itself. It's prejudice. It's all of the above. It's like slavery. How can you denounce slavery but still accept Christianity?
I don't know. You have to expound on that. What do you mean? What do you
like
mean?
Christianity was the first thing with fucking big ass fucking shields and crests. Talk about y'all motherfuckers gonna be like us now. What? That's a religion? That's a way of doing things? They used to take people from all over in ships, and just like slavery, to do things for them, and then dump them off somewhere else, just like a goat, cattle, just like we were signed off as.
Yeah, I was reading up on that. Andy, they are some white slaves. They treated the Irish like that.
Yeah,
Look that shit up.
Irish were slaves in Jamaica.
It was crazy. So I was telling Andy last week, what if we flipped the script or wrote a story where instead of George Floyd dying at the knee of a white cop, it's a white person dying at the knee of a black cop. So reverse slavery. The white people are the slaves. The fact that their pigmentation is white, we're all like, they're less than us. They can't hold
to
color.
not believe that is ignorant, because slaves were sold as slaves already. You know what would be the shittiest thing? For everybody to fight this racial shit and at the end find out that the first parents ever were mixed themselves. There's not one pure race. There's not one first. It started mixed already. Because they said God put his nostrils on this fucking earth and went. So this earth is made up of all kinds of shit. Imagine the dirt complaining. No. Separating each other, minerals, rocks, dirt, sediments, pebbles. It's like, no, all of y'all make up dirt.
Well,
y'all can't take away the title individually.
I think God did a bad bag because the world is shit now.
Well, like they say, it's still here.
Bag. This is how it is.
That's a bad bag.
Well, right, but he tried to start over, but he flushed us 40 days before he died. He was like, damn, back to the drawing board.
That's some funny shit.
But he started the drawing board with the same people that were mixed already to restart. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, that's something to chew on, definitely. I was watching that series Westworld. I don't know if any of you watched it.
I only saw a couple of episodes, not the whole thing.
Yeah, it's on HBO. So they created these
Let me be professional. Let me look up. Let me research this. Go ahead, continue.
They wanted to open up a park they had these people, these robots that look like people, acted like people. And that they would go through this experience of the old Wild West. You can sleep with them, drink with them, shoot them, kill them. They send them down to the basement, fix them up, send them back out. The thing was that they would wipe their memories. But one of the creators was like, he was trying to achieve consciousness, that they would have their consciousness. But once he felt that they could, he didn't want to open the park, and he had one of them kill him. And he thought that would stop it. They opened the park, fast forward, it goes through its 3 seasons. And the 3rd season is them in the real world. And Dolores, the main character throughout all the seasons, is replicating herself. But she's using different forms of I forgot what they're called. And eventually, you know, they're battling each other. One's helping out the human. And she's like, why are you helping the human? And she's like, well, you seem like you want to do everything for yourself. You want to make everybody like you. And she goes, I was the first one that they created that worked. You're all copies of me. That shit was like, whoa. No matter what they were doing, they can't get away from it.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with race. There's nothing they can do to get away from it. So we got to cut out our piece. That's what I can say we're fighting for. But yo, we are behind the 8 ball. White people made the Constitution. They set up the whole game.
That's what you got to acknowledge. What country is being ran by who, and then you know where you fit in. Because every nation is going through this shit with all kinds of races in them. Some groups get treated differently than others because due to the way it started, the business started. You don't see Latinos in Asian or Arabic countries because we don't rock out there. We rock over here because they treat us better on this side of the fucking hemisphere. because our neighbors are Latinos. You got Central America and you got fucking South America, and we have business and ties from back in the days. So the relationship is gonna be different.
I'm sorry, but I gotta disagree. The only reason why Latinos are not over there in that world is because they're not getting in no boats and swimming that far, homeboy. They could get into this country. Listen, they could get into this country either by legs or by land. I mean, by legs or by ships or whatever you want to say. But they're not trying to go somewhere else. You don't see people going to Poland or Hungary. That's not the home of the free or the
What about
land
England? What about England?
I got to rebuttal that. I got to dispute that.
Let me say something. You have all these.
Wait, Miguel.
I thought that.
But listen to what I'm saying. What is the premise that's out there that America is it? If you make it to America, you made it. And that has been since the beginning of time when they first discovered America. Oh, wow, we discovered this new land. It has so much shit. The gold rush, it has everything. So it's like a facade. It's almost like a like that Vegas like sign. America, America, America. So you really think some Mexican is gonna go, holy shit, I think I'm gonna go to Europe. I think I'm gonna go to the UK. I think I'm gonna go to Russia. I think I'm gonna go over there.
Not Russia.
Hell no. They're gonna go straight to America, just like every other immigrant is trying to go. What is
Miguel, I thought that.
I know. I understand what you're saying because you've been over there and you've seen things. But you have
saw the population.
I know that. But
looking just like America. I'm like,
there's a lot. Yeah, because
they got their own Chinatown, their own Russian towns, just like here.
Yes, Miguel, because ever since the creation of TV and social media and whatever else you want to say, everybody's trying to be like somebody else.
What I'm saying is immigrants go all over the world. But certain people get treated differently in certain places, and that's just a fact.
Who don't know that? If we go to Mexico and it's me and you and we got Kevin with us, Kevin's gonna get treated differently. What you think? If it's me, you, of course. Or if it's us three and we go to, I don't know, Jamaica, we're gonna get treated different. Like, what's wrong with you?
We're gonna go to London. We're gonna go to,
wherever it is, it doesn't matter.
You know how many immigrants
can I finish my point?
Go to
Can I
Asia
finish my point?
and
Miguel, hold up.
Can I finish my point? I know that.
More than here.
I believe you. But the point I'm trying to make, there's too many factors that play into people when they want to leave. Sometimes they just go wherever they fit in. Sometimes they go to wherever they can go. So they have no choice but to go to that place because that's the only place they can go. So for example, if you have, I don't know, a Mexican coming from Mexico and let's just say they end up in Canada, but they really wanted to go to the United States, but they still in Canada because that's the only place they can end up. So some people don't even have choices. So when you're talking about people going places, you don't know why they go there. You don't know why they migrate there. You have Muslims in China. Those people are getting slaughtered over there. You have black people.
You know why you have Muslims in China?
But let me just finish. You have black people over there. They're being chastised ever since with the whole, whatever the case may be. They trying to kick them out of the country. So you have a lot of people everywhere. But there's different circumstances for certain things. But one thing is for sure, wherever people go, they don't want to be where they come from.
But the reason people have differences.
Exactly. They don't want to stay where they.
Back to my rebuttal.
But hold on, Miguel, for a quick second. The reason people are where they're at is because of resources or lack thereof. We all have limited resources.
Whatever
and in certain places, it's worth more. You can get more out of it. Coming to America now is not just coming to New York City, Los Angeles, Miami, all those urban cities which are priced out. You go to some of these little small towns, you can live like a king with your limited resources. It's all a matter of they don't come in. We grew up in urban, in the urban jungle. So us going to those little towns, we'd be like, oh, yeah, maybe if I wanted to retire. But right now, we want the fast-paced city. Well, the
Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
What's the
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, all right? Because y'all tap dancing around this shit.
All right, let's go.
I don't like tap dancing because my name ain't Sammy Davis Jr.
We had that. All right. Go ahead.
Back to what I was saying, my rebuttal. Every race has a niche in another nation, and you got to know that by your history and relationships that went on before you was born. I.e., America has roots from Europe, Asia, Latin America, Africa. So nobody really owns this place. It will never get taken over by one motherfucker.
Wait,
Because
here?
everybody's kids came from here, and it's a different negotiation. Second, in this country specifically, African Americans was brought here specifically for one fucking reason. And let me tell you something, when I hire people, right, to do a job, right, and hiring means for a short term, if you ain't known, by definition, right? When you hire somebody for a job, after the job is done, guess what? I lock the doors and my security guard is gonna fucking treat you like shit. Get the fuck out the area. You're done. Get out of here. Don't expect hugs and kisses and reforms and civil rights. No, that's not how originally my deal was with you motherfuckers. Yeah, just like the negotiation and the situation and everything evolves, but it's still that way. Latinos have that same issue in other countries. And you can see by where we migrate to more and other nations where they migrate to. Some cultures migrate all over, like the fucking Jews and shit. Them motherfuckers are still traveling the whole world trying to find their home and shit.
Yep.
For the same reason, because they're like, well, instead of going through what the African Americans niggas going through, because that's really not their home. They were, even though if you want to get technical and go through the roots and heritage of who originated in American lands and whatever. But anyway, they were brought as slaves to do a job, just like Chinese. After Chinese helped with the railroads over here in America, guess what? They got booted back to fucking China. Some stayed, figured it out, just like the African Americans. They stood, didn't figure
But
it
it
out.
almost seems like, right, we still haven't figured it out in terms of building
That's
up
all where we
a
at right
community.
there with that one.
So earlier, before you jumped on.
And it's the most recent, so it's okay. Because if you think about it, by years, it's every other race has gone for longer. Let's be honest. Every other culture going through this shit has gone through it for longer than the African Americans. Hence, this was the last stop of movement in the world. Yeah.
Well, we don't care how long. We don't care how long they were doing it.
No,
the shit gotta stop now. We protested.
No, but what I'm saying,
I get you. Wait, hold on. I get you. So remember, I was telling you about the Breakfast Club, right?
Yeah.
I want you to write this down. Dr. Claude Anderson.
Hold on.
She took it outside.
I don't bullshit.
And I need to charge my phone is dying too.
So write it down. Dr. Claude Anderson did a thing on the Breakfast Club.
You just drew that, Miguel? You drew that?
I draw, baby.
He wrote a book called Powernomics. So he was talking about this. He was talking about the temporariness of everything. Looked like a tiger.
That was a cat.
That was a pickle?
Butterflies for the kids, man.
Oh, my fault.
All right, what's the guy's name?
Dr. Claude Anderson.
Dr. Claude Anderson.
If my phone dies, continue the conversation.
Piss
you
poor
just a
planning
mess.
leads
You
to
just a
piss
mess.
poor performance.
Yo, I was messing with the surround sound all morning this morning, man. I totally forgot. I lost track of time. You know what I did this morning? I got up at 7. I went to jog. I came back. Went to the laundromat. It was packed. Came back. What else? Took a shower. Ate something. Went to the laundromat. Did laundry. Came back. I'm tired of shit.
About living?
And I was gonna cut my hair. What are you talking? That's not your life.
Everything you just listed is a typical shit in everybody's list.
Watch this. What did you do today?
This. Where's it at? You see it? Right here.
I can't read it.
I did my bid. I used to be like that, running around with my head cut off.
Oh, okay. So then you have.
What does the hat say?
You have. He's retired. You have 3 people and 2 of them still work. So don't come out with that bullshit, okay? Because when you was in the military, yeah, you was doing your laundry and all that extra shit, but everything was there. Stop the shit. You're gonna get me upset.
I had to do errands. I had to come out the field, cook, drive, all that shit.
Sure. Yes,
yeah, but sure. I got that same, not as free as him, but I don't. It's all part. It's part for the course.
Yeah, I don't count.
You have to do that stuff anyway.
Yeah,
you need to watch your clothes. You want to jog for your health. So yeah, that's the stuff you got to do. All right. But we here to just talk about stuff to make you happy and smile. But raise your head up. Don't keep your head down.
If you view it our way, your phone would have been charged. That's the point here.
You are 100% right.
That's all. Because I get it. I've been there. But just like I get.
Why can't you plug it in now while you talking?
I get upset with them when they be like, I was just too busy.
I don't have an extension cord.
Nah. Yeah. I see people do the most when they're the most busiest. So, you know.
Yeah, people who multitask a lot. I like to do one thing. Right there. That's it.
That's a preference.
It is a preference, of course. But if I get
put to not a good trade for the life we live.
Well, you can't judge it.
It's not your life anymore.
If it's effective,
why are you even including yourself? It's not your life anymore.
Wait. Who does his laundry now?
I got to multitask.
Who does your laundry now?
You don't multitask.
You drop it off for one of the baby mamas?
Me, I cook, I clean.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I'm not arguing that. I'm just.
I was asking. I was just wondering.
I've had a long day today. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
I do school with my kids online every
Yes, you do.
day.
Yes, you do.
I'm doing numbers with them, letters, and I write it myself.
That's what's up, brother.
I'm doing shapes with them, and I do it through I go through the whole motion. Look, I write my name over and over, even though I graduated, but they've done that.
But you could say, aside from that, you're tired of that.
I'm not tired.
But that's not your purpose. You know what I mean? What's your purpose? Have you found your niche to keep your mind active? Your work that it's not really work, you love doing it. What do you do now?
I do every day.
That except for that, what do you do that contributes?
The way people know me has been my job. And it was a career, and I retired of it, and I still, since it's me, it's like the job never stopped. It's the way I am. You know what I mean?
The job itself did stop. It's not like you're walking on a base.
No, but like
I brought that up. There's a movie called Lucy in the Sky. Now, we talked about this last time, so I don't want to go through the whole thing, but she's an astronaut, right? She's up in space. She does the spacewalk, and she's looking at the Earth. Oh, wow. And they're like, yo, it's time to wrap it up. We got to come back. And she's like, just one more minute, and she's absorbing it. And then when she comes back to Earth, everything that normal life, her kid, her husband, doesn't want to fuck with that shit no more. She needs something bigger. So how does that apply to you? What's the bigger thing?
I seen bigger.
What's bigger for you now? How do you translate what's going on? You said it at the beginning. Let's talk about what's going on. How do you translate that into something that's productive, that could show some incremental change? Fuck big change, incremental change, mindset, if possible.
All right. Like I was trying to explain to my baby mom, the Jamaican, right? Which she claimed my daughter to be black. And I'm like, that's the problem right there, right? First of all, right? She says, she said I'm supposed to stay out the way of this whole George Floyd shit.
Stay out the way?
Because of my color. Exactly. And I'm like, you
went to the military. I don't know if they treated you, I don't think they treated you total equals with white people. But you probably wasn't as bad off as others.
But there's a thing. She don't understand that I had to work with every color, including black, which is I'm more drawn to just because of my environment growing up, right? And
black.
I know what it is. I can honestly tell you differences and indifferences of different people when you're in charge of them by a lot on some slave shit, right? Just like a boss and employees, right? On some slave shit. That's what it's same structure as, right? So all the stereotypes and everything, guess what? It's in all the colors. It's just, we can only perceive things as far as the eye can see in our immediate surroundings that we, collect data from. But if you go outside your box, you collect more data that will bring you right back to square one, always.
Except in the United States, they wrote a constitution, right? The founders and all their wisdom, but they all had slaves back up in the crib, and they were treating less than.
But you gotta
And
know.
as Dr. Claude Anderson was saying, so the Constitution, the amendments, is kind of like the second Constitution, kind of trying to address Black people for what happened in this country. But
this is the
it's
thing.
never gone far enough, and it's like until they give us land and property,
But this is the
we'll
thing.
never be on the same footing.
But will that ever happen when the negotiation was come to this land as slaves to help us build it, and then we don't give a fuck what happens after that? Yeah.
Right. So there'll be another revolution.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then that's what's the stall for that?
What's the what? Stall?
Yeah.
What's taking so
people
long?
got lives. People got bills to pay. That's the stall.
Oh, so
Yeah, but eventually that's not gonna matter.
All right, now
You'll be in the crossfire.
I'm gonna say something. The only way that will happen if there's like a civil revolt.
That's the only thing that works.
Is when paying bills is not a factor. That when people don't care about paying their bills anymore, that's the only time people are gonna revolt. Because if we still have to pay bills, knowing that we might get kicked out to become homeless, nobody. This shit said that there's a time limit. What's going on?
Nah, they just said they removed it themselves, and the click loved it.
All right. So basically, as long as we have to pay bills, a lot of people's not gonna revolt, Kev, because people are gonna say, you know what, that shit don't even bother me. I still gotta pay my bills. I need to protect what's mine. I need to do for me and mine. And as long as we still have to pay bills, man, that shit ain't gonna be a factor.
What you're saying, the middle class is shrink, but that middle class that's saying I'm paying my bills, because the rich people, they don't really gotta worry, right? It's automatic. We pay,
they don't worry
we get other, right? And then the poor people who are struggling to pay those bills, that roster, that shit is growing. It's growing.
Hell yeah, it's growing. Hell
I was on the block the other day talking to my man Jay, and it's like, you know, he's like, Kev, come on, seriously, curfews? You know, all I gotta do is stop the fucking food from coming in. And we fucking Julian, yeah. And he's like, yo, Julian, I mean.
He's how like, you doing? He's all right?
Yeah, he's good. He's saying, you know, he's like Miguel, he's retired.
Julian is retired.
Technically, yeah.
He must have got a big lawsuit.
I don't know the details.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a lawsuit. No, it's not a chunk of change. It's regular payments.
You don't want to zoom it.
It's regular payments.
Miguel. You don't want to zoom it.
Because it's another man's business. But we were talking about what's going on in the streets, and he's literally saying, you know, if they cut off the food coming in, because the fucking food is not real. We started talking about you. I talked about you. I said, yo, has Andy tasted the Impossible Burger yet? Because you like fucking Burger King. And he's like, Kev, come on. Plant-based? That shit ain't even real. You know, you don't know what the fuck they putting in it. And a lot of the food is like that. And it's kind of like, well, you can stop eating and starve.
Thanks to Obama.
Yeah, come on. For real?
He passed that law.
What law?
For the companies not to put, and they're not by law forced to put and detail how our actual food contains in the labels. So they glorify the labels with, oh, it got nutrients in this, but don't tell you it comes from fucking human beings.
So you know how a bill works, right? Because they didn't pass much of his shit. So he probably was trying to get something else passed, and some other senator said, I'll give you that, yes, throw this in there. Let's not get that twisted. We all understand how that shit works. Pork, it's called pork. So the whole idea is just that middle class paying bills, worried about it, is shrinking. And it's getting harder and harder as they say, as their money pays less and less.
100%.
And eventually they're going to be like, what we talked about was the white people that are going to the talking about, you know, to the Capitol saying, we want to be able to go into restaurants and they got their fucking AK-47 and the cops are doing nothing, yet brown and black people are kneeling and they're getting fucked up for protesting. Those white people, Trump's base, yeah, they got a bunch of guns and militia and they white. But the guns on the street and the guns that people don't fucking know about and not register, I know that shit outweighs that. If there's a civil war, those niggas go down, they go down quick. And the rich people, unless they move and do a shit remotely, we storming their houses. So they get fucked up and we're gonna take over and we're gonna have this third world dystopian.
You are correct. What will be the determining factors in order for that to happen?
I'm gonna tell you.
Everything has to just
Let me tell you,
Like
it has to
6.6.
happen like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
The people that paying bills have to not give a fuck if they good or not.
That's
The people
right.
that are fucking struggling don't have to fucking worry about if they're struggling or not. Because with those things, you're forgetting about the cause. Now you got people with 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and you will
Yep.
never fix anything like that. Why
That's
I say
right.
that? In the military, everybody getting paid, everybody Gucci, everybody getting bonuses to go fight, and they're willing to risk all the riches. But this is the only way to make a fucking change when everybody, no matter what color, everybody pocket pretty much the same across the board, and they out there risking their fucking lives. Why? While internally people talking this color shit, they're not understanding this racism in a bigger scale between countries. Regardless of countries, predominantly whatever color or whatever race, they view America as America. Regardless if African Americans is going through this shit right now, when a bomb hits, it ain't gonna exclude them motherfuckers. So you
look,
got to not give a fuck, but nothing but the cause. Until that
right.
happens as a wave, these
That's
ripple
right.
effects ain't gonna do shit. Cause guess what? The same shit that they build, they destroy, and they're gonna rebuild it. Who? Us, poor motherfuckers.
Yep.
And
To do
with the
what?
understanding,
To do what, Miguel? To do what?
what do you mean?
To make money and do what?
No, what we talking about?
Control.
Pay. No. To the
Pay
poor
bills.
people will rebuild, and to make money and pay bills.
Yeah, the same shit they were.
But we're gonna want that to
Now, let
be
me tell you
our
something.
economy, right?
Now,
We want to spend money in our.
but my point is this:
We want to
they don't
own
have,
shit.
they had
So
nothing
that
to do
we
with
build
the
it up.
economy. Look at what Haiti did. Haiti, everybody revolted, started tearing up the precincts, the governments, where the cops was like, "Yo, you can't pay me enough to fucking do this." All the civil fucking jobs, everybody had to fucking quit because they were destroying their shit. That's how you do it. The
Yeah.
only way. That you have to have the nigga that is well off in the forefront battling too, with the nigga that got none to lose. That's the only way, and that has no color. It's
In
just
hindsight.
it's just people that have the same fucking feeling towards the same fucking cause, regardless of color. At the end of the day, because the cause that they fighting right here, if they fight it that way, African Americans, this country's gonna blow up in their face because they're gonna be like, damn, we got people that's not even our color or speak our language that is more native to what the fuck we think, and we fought that cause, and they're just gonna realize all the bullshit, man. And
So
it's too late in the game to try to fix this country with that problem, knowing this country was based off of that and still is, just like every other country is with a different race.
So we'll just ignore it. Go ahead,
So
Andy.
the thing is, if you
Wait,
want to make changes,
wait. All right, you say Pete. Andy?
No. He said in order to make change. Go ahead, Miguel. Say that. In order to make change.
He
in
just
order
said you
to make
can't.
change, all these African Americans that are in these same fucking positions next to white people need to revolt also.
Oh,
But they're not. You got the idiots representing this movement, not fixing it, and keeps it going. And it becomes a business. This shit resonates.
because like you said earlier, they
money.
Gucci.
Just like
Their
every other
checks are
country.
clearing.
This war beef makes so much money, and they forget this. You're not gonna make a change when it's a hamster wheel. Whoever came in with the upper hand will end up with the upper hand when you continue doing the hamster wheel.
But they send most of the wheels that produce overseas.
Where's Oprah? Where's all these rich black people?
You haven't heard from them.
They can't voice their opinion because it will fuck up their pockets.
Of course.
That's the problem. You can't have this problem and have these people.
They're doing specials now because they understand their money is based on sweat. They're not producing nothing tangible.
You got so many artists and celebrities and shit from so many things that they make money with.
They don't matter.
They
don't matter.
It does matter.
No, they don't matter. Musicians, athletes, entertainers, actors. They're making money off the sweat of us because of size.
And that's the problem.
People that they're reaching.
With the other half.
Right, but their money's drying up.
And they're fighting for the same right.
They on a pause too. And their money's drying up. And they're seeing, wow, the shit is really not as real as we think it is.
Let me tell you something. If I have a Guatemalan movement, they will never succeed if you have rich Guatemalans.
Because you have Guatemalan. You're more Puerto Rican than Guatemalan.
Huh?
You're more Puerto Rican than
He
Guatemalan.
said you took it left.
My mother and my father, they're both their own race.
Exactly.
So 50.
Yeah, but your father is the sperm donor. Okay, so you're more Puerto Rican. Stop.
He dictates my fucking sex.
You get your hair. You get your hair.
So you saying his chromosome erased my mother's DNA?
Of course not, Miguel. Stop it, man. I'm only fucking with you. But
anyway, if I have people in the entertainment business that's Guatemalan in every industry that's not gonna jump in on this shit, it's not gonna ever change, and that's the problem. Because guess what? When they knock these doors down that they say so-called racism, they're gonna see on the tables and the seats, blacks, white, Latinos, all kinds of niggas running this racial shit.
I just think
if you gather all the homeless people in the United States, you think there's 1 million homeless people in the United States?
Correct.
Okay. Now, have you seen the houses where these CEOs and billionaires live? You've seen the acres and acres of land of their estates?
And it's not just CEOs. Now it's the actors. Now it's the athletes. Dak Prescott.
Have you seen the acres and acres and acres of land? You mean to tell me that they can't build housing on their property to house homeless people? This is ridiculous.
But part of the problem is sustainability.
Ridiculous.
You don't just build something for them to be there. They need to be part of something so that they can lift themselves up. With no manufacturing job, that becomes hard. They can't all work at McDonald's.
If you come to this country, it's only to be a slave to develop this country. Once the factory closes, the fucking security guard's gonna treat you like shit. Sir, get away, back up, get the fuck out of here. Look, Latinos.
So are you still a slave? Are you still a slave?
Huh?
Are you still a slave or are you retired slave?
Yeah, no, because until I start working, I'll become one again. Let me tell you something.
No. You have no need. Your money's straight. It comes in no matter what. So if you want to work, it's a preference.
Employee, I am a slave again.
Yeah, but see, that's you jumping in double dutch. Because you don't have to. It's not a need. It's a choice. Right now, me and Eddie, gotta work. That's what he's talking about a little while ago.
The Civil War was.
Miguel, you said you was going back to work. You said you was gonna go work in overseas.
Asked the question. That had nothing to do with the question, though.
I asked if you was a retired slave. No, you'll work for somebody. It's something between. Not everybody can be owners. Not everybody can be generals. I know you understand that. But you don't have to stay in a position. You can try, huh?
I don't know. People, look, there's nothing wrong with migration. Some people get it, some people don't. Some people, look, if you don't get it, if you don't know when to move along, you got to go against the grain. To think you're going to overcome this racism from a country that's built from it, it comes from Europeans that don't even belong in this country, that's been running it for hundreds of years. Until they're going to change that part of it, I don't want to hear nothing about wah. Look, Latinos get beat up in the borders before entering this country, and black people get fucked up inside the country by the law enforcement. That's the same difference, okay? So cry me a river, everybody. You gotta know the history of this business.
Ain't no Puerto Rican getting beat up at the border. You flying in. What are you talking about?
We have rights. This shit was built as pigs in a farm, as goats and cows, and you have farmers, okay?
So got a history,
that's it. If you come to this topic with, oh, where's the love and justice? Motherfucker, do you know what farming is? This is no different than farming. It started off with money exchange and contracts as cattle. Humans, by the boatloads for this specific reason. What the fuck will you think is the outcome? You might, look, the only reason you should be baffled if you don't fucking follow your history.
I can't.
If you don't follow your history, that's the only way you're going to get emotional about these topics every time they flare up.
Yeah, I really don't.
Latinos don't go rioting every time Spanish people get fucked up and killed and raped at the borders, because that's not the way. And you got to understand the game.
Well, it's not.
Look, we can't go backwards before colonization and all that and think we can live like native Indians and shit, because that's out the window. That's the want and craving in already colonized structures. Fucking
we can get some casino land.
Different countries is structured and colonized by different groups, and everybody's going through the same shit in different colors and combinations. Know the history of it, then maybe you can see how to battle it. But nobody has the same balls as history. That's why you got so much gap. Look, hold on. You got so much gap in between a Malcolm X, a Martin Luther King, a fucking a movement like Black Panthers. Where's the new ones of that? Because that was effective. Let me tell you, there's too much gap. There's more followers, and the followers ain't willing to take up the torch and pick up and take over from the leader. You got one leader and mad followers, and the mad followers don't even want to become leaders.
So now look, throughout this whole
be willing to die for the cause, whether your pockets are good or not, or you won't ever make a change. Bottom line.
You are correct. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. Throughout this whole looting and the riots and everything, that was just a small part of the possibility if everyone gets together and really do something
and that's
big.
My point.
They couldn't even control what was going on the past 3 or 4 days. So imagine if they organize and really come together. They'll take over the whole country.
Wait, to loot?
They'll take over the whole country.
To loot?
No, just to use that same energy. I get it.
Because you got this idiot in the White House ready to put the military out there.
Oh.
Yeah, I know why he said if you get.
So we didn't even see the National Guard.
Why he said
I agree with you, Andy, but guess what? And the same thing you said, because of the conflict strays away from the main shit always with the sub fucking issues and everybody disagreeing on this one topic. But guess what? The proof is in the pudding. Everybody don't feel the same way about this, obviously, because they're not all out there protesting, rioting this movement. Obviously, if all the African Americans just dropped and pushed this issue like they did, like the Million Man March, why they ain't go march to Minnesota?
Million Man March. That's 1 million. What's 1 million? That's nothing.
It was so effective. The FBI had to intervene with the Black Panthers because their method was so fucking effective. But nobody's willing to risk their fucking lives for this cause.
There's no
wait. I gotta understand.
When you get a batch of group willing, then if not, you gotta just sit back and know when to boogie and when not to.
Yeah, but that's how you just said during the Million Man March. You said during the Million Man March they got something achieved.
Your parents saw this shit on TV. My parents saw this shit on TV. Andy's parents saw this shit on TV. Their parents saw it on TV. Their parents saw it.
No, there's no TV. They heard it.
Their parents heard it on the radio. And their parents saw it for themselves. Nothing's changed. You get peace when you die. Rest in peace, not while you're alive. And then you got to color your race, your history, and where you at a bigger scale. That's why the race to space, nobody ever been out of space, but the race is higher altitude, man. You see better. You get the higher view. Sports that got that high chair view, that sky view, get called wrong less often than the referees on the ground in sports because they got a better view. You get a better view of what you're running, your game plan. Imagine you get your blueprints and you can get a further view than you just standing over it. Oh shit, the capabilities and ideas that come in. So when you understand that magnitude, right, then you understand, okay, some of this is a lost battle unless I actually go and join a militia, like in Colombia, the fucking the FARC. They actually went, and business people, poor people, they just put on a suit and rebelled against a fucking, government. And it may change when you got to break eggs for the omelet.
The cause got to be something.
When you have a wave of people on that same page, just like in history, that's why there's always gaps. This wave ain't making no buzz change. I'll wait for the next chapter of people. I probably won't be here to see it, or maybe my kids will, but I guarantee you a group will fucking handle this shit way better. Not us.
Definitely at some point.
That's it. Not us. Because
right now, we got too
much mixture. The proof is in the pudding. If everybody was on the same page, we would have fixed this.